Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to finish up our unit on percent. So we're 9.4. We're going to do percent change today. Tomorrow we're going to have a very short lesson course, so it won't be very long. And then Wednesday and Thursday are super short, really short lessons for you. So let's have a good week. All right, 9.4 is on percent change, and our learning target is I can calculate the result using a percent change. What percent change is the increase or decrease of a percent when you compare it to the original amount. So we're going to be setting up and solving proportions again. Now our proportion this time is a little different. We're still going to have 100 in the bottom right hand corner, and our percent is going to of course still go on top, since a percent is a comparison of a number to 100. But on the left side, we're going to have the amount of change on the top and the original amount on the bottom. Now the original amount, that's going to be really easy for us. That's going to be part of our problem. But the amount of change is something that you're going to need to calculate, and it's really easy. So here's my example. Our example is the original price of something is $20 and the new price is $25. So you'll notice on the top right here, I did 25 minus 20 because I want to know the price change of my new price to my original price. So my number that I'm going to put on the top left-hand corner of my proportion is actually going to be 5. The 20 is because that was the original price, and then X is because we're looking for the percent, and then 100 just always is in the bottom right-hand corner. So if I go ahead and if I cross multiply and divide this, I'm going to end up with X equals 25%. Now, that's not necessarily going to be the end of my answer, however. It is a 25% change. However, the price went from original at 20 to new price at 25, so it is actually a 25% increase. And instead of writing the word, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm just going to put an arrow pointing up. Okay? So let's take a look at a couple examples. Number one is from 25 to 49. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set up my proportion with 100 in the bottom right-hand corner, and X is going to be in the top because I'm looking for my percent change. My original amount is going to go on the bottom left, and that's going to be 25. Now, in the top left, I need to figure out what the difference is from the original amount to the new amount, and that's always going to be a subtraction problem. Remember the word difference is going to be subtraction, so I end up with 24. So up here in the top left-hand corner is going to be 24. Now, it might be helpful for you to make sure that you have a calculator out in front of you. That's something that we've talked about each one of our lessons here the last few weeks. So now I can go ahead and I can cross multiply and divide to get, let's see, 25x equals 2,400. And then we divide by 25 on both sides, and we get, what is that? That's just be 95%. Let me double check here just to make sure. 96%. Okay, so we have a 96% increase because I'm going from 25 to 49, so that's going up. Okay. All right, let's do one more problem here, and then we'll look at some word problems. I'm going from 50 to 45. 100 always goes in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm looking for percent change, so that goes in the top right. My original amount was 50, so that goes in the bottom left. I'm going from 50 to 45, so the difference there is 5, so the top left-hand corner is going to be 5. I can now go ahead and cross multiply. So 50 times x is 50x, and 100 times 5 is 500. I'm going to divide by 50 on both sides, and I end up with x equals 10%. Now, don't forget, we're talking about percent change here, so I'm going from 50 to 45. I'm going down, so this is a 10% decrease. All right, so we did one example where we have a percent increase. We did one example where we have a percent decrease. There are two more problems here on your notes. If you would like to do those, you're more than welcome. If you'd like me to send you a video or you want to talk on Google Meet, we can do that, and we can do those problems together. What I want to talk about now really quickly here, I'll try to make this short and sweet for us, is I want to talk about where we actually use percent increase and decrease in our everyday life, and we use it a lot. We use it constantly. Discount and markup is what we're going to talk about. We also use it in tax, and we also use it in tip. We use it in commission. There's a lot of different places that we use it, so this is actually a pretty important lesson. So the one of the two focuses I want to take a look at is discount. A discount is an amount by which a price is reduced. Now we should know that most of us like to shop. We look for things that are on sale. We look for discounts because it saves us money. So in number one, it says Alexis bought a television originally priced at $750 that was discounted by 35%. What was the reduced price? So my original problem is actually going to start off as 35% of $750. And this is a lesson that we did, I believe it was in 7.2 when we're talking about the percent of a number. So I went from 35% to 0.35 just by dividing by 100 and then multiplying by 750 to get $262.50. But we need to talk about what that number means. That is not my final answer. That is how much money Alexis is saving by buying her television that is on sale. So we now need to actually take our original price of $750 and we need to subtract $262.50. And if we do 750 minus 262.50, we get $487.50. So that's actually our final answer. That's how much it costs Alexis to buy her television. So that's a perfect example of a percent decrease because we're going from $750 to $487.50. If we actually took $750 and $487.50 and we plugged it into our formula that we talked about in the beginning of the lesson, we would get our percent to be 35. So that's how I would check to see if it is right. Okay? Now, I know that it's hard for some of us to wrap our heads around this a little bit. However, there is a time where we do percent increase that does not just tax or tip. We have something in our world called markup. Markup is what businesses use to actually be able to make money. So a markup is an amount by which a cost is increased. So when you think about stores like Walmart or Target or even a grocery store, they buy items at a price because they buy so many, they get a deal. And then when they sell them to us, we don't buy very many, we buy like one at a time. They mark up the item and that's how they make money. If there wasn't markup, then we wouldn't even have these stores. There's no way that people would make money. So let's take a look at an example of a markup. Number 2, Michael received a shipment of refrigerators that cost $850 each. To set the retail price, so retail price, that means that that's how much he's selling them to us, okay? So to set the retail price, he marks the price of each refrigerator up 60%. What is the retail price of each refrigerator? So if I take a look at my percent of a number problem, I'm looking for 60% of $850, okay? So I went from 60% to 0.6 by dividing by 100, and I multiplied that by 850, and I get $510. So that's how much money Michael is going to be making when he sells one of us his refrigerators. Our question, however, is asking us how much money is he going to sell it for. So if he originally bought the refrigerator for $850 and he is marking up the refrigerator $510, this is actually an addition problem. So he would end up selling his refrigerator for $1,360. That is going to be the final answer for our problem. So what I really want us to focus on here is that when we are doing a markup or tax or tip, we are adding because it is a percent increase. When we think about a discount or something on sale, we are subtracting because that is a percent decrease. Okay? All right. A lot to take in there for this lesson. We should have maybe split it up into 2, but I wanted you to have a really easy week here after today. So as always, if you have any questions on your iExcels, there's 2 of them listed on this sheet. If you have any questions, message me on Schoology and I'll be able to help you out. Get your stuff done today and you can really look forward to a nice, relaxing rest of your week in math. All right, talk to you later, guys. Peace.